These two brave pilots raced to their planes, which were fueled and armed for aerial combat practice, and quickly found themselves in the middle of the real thing. You saw the P-40 just taking off, simulating those two brave pilots. The two second lieutenants caught up with the Japanese at Iwa, a Marine base and auxiliary field close to Pearl Harbor and Hickam Field. Taylor and Welch quickly ran out of ammunition, landed at Wheeler Field near the center of the island, refueled, reloaded, and took off to fight again. These two brave pilots were credited with downing 6 of the 183 Japanese planes before their own planes were disabled. Yes, ladies and gentlemen and kids, this is the recreation of Tora Tora, the surprise Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. We've taken you back to that fateful morning of December 7th, 1941, 7:55 a.m. The soldiers on the ground scramble to find what they can do to shoot against the 183 fighters and bombers from Japan's first air fleet. But we weren't able to overcome their surprise attack. At Pearl Harbor and Hickam Field, the devastation was awesome. Along the eastern edge of Ford Island, in the center of Pearl Harbor, 7 of our battleships lay at berth. The Oklahoma, California, West Virginia, Tennessee, Arizona, and the Nevada. The Japanese hit first with Cape torpedo bombers. The initial wave of Capes hit the Oklahoma, California, and the Nevada, the West Virginia, and an aging target ship, the Utah. These Capes that you see coming in from your left with the torpedoes hanging were equipped with designed specifically for the attack on Pearl Harbor. You see, the shallow water at Pearl Harbor would not allow the use of normal deep-running torpedoes. You see, this goes against any claims the Japanese might have had that this was an opportunistic attack. This attack was planned in advance, and the new shallow-running torpedoes is absolute proof of that. Then came the Val dive bombers. You see diving down the plane with a red tail, armed with 1,700-pound armor-busting projectiles made for 16-inch battleship guns, but converted to aerial bombs. These planes dived down on the Nevada and Arizona. Anti-aircraft fire veered the valves away from the Nevada on the first wave, but the Arizona wasn't that lucky. As you watch that valve get ready for another dive, you can imagine what happened when a bomb stabbed the Arizona through her forward magazine and exploded, touching off more than 1 million pounds of gunpowder. A sailor on the Nevada watched the Arizona jump up at least 15 to 20 feet in the water and break into 2 pieces, forever entrapping 1,200 American servicemen in an underwater tomb. The ship sank in less than 3 minutes. Yes, kids, ladies and gentlemen, this is the surprise Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. Tora Tora. Listen to the gunpowder. Look at the explosions. Listen to the air raid sirens. Listen to the engine in front of you. You can imagine what it must have been like that fateful morning of December 7th, 1941, when 183 fighters and bombers from Japan's first air fleet descended on Pearl Harbor and Hickam Field. Yes, you are there. The B-17 flying across the way, getting set up to attempt a landing, simulating those 16 B-17s on their way in from the mainland. The bombs continue to go off. You see the smoke coming from the engine on the marauding Japanese Zeros. The sound of the guns down here on the ground. We were caught completely by surprise at 7:55 a.m. on December 7th of 1941. That flight of B-17s coming in from the mainland arrived and are immediately attacked by the marauding Japanese Zeros. And at that time, we had no P-40s in the air to run cover for them. In the confusion, the B-17s were shot at by friend and foe. The friends shooting at them from the ground. The frightened crews landed one in a pineapple field not far from Hickam Field. One B-17 pilot, Major Landon, trying to land, said, "What a hell of a way to enter a war. Out of gas, unarmed, and no place to land." 8 of the B-17s actually made it to Hickam Field. To the left, you can see the B-17 coming in for a landing. It's got one wheel down, just one wheel down on the B-17. Don't let the B-17 land with just one wheel down. Simulating Texas Raiders, the B-17 Flying Fortress. What happened with 8 of those B-17s that were actually shot down by the Japanese? Only 8 of them managed to land. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, kids, you are there. This is Tora Tora, the surprise Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. We've taken you back to that infamous day. Listen to the sound of guns. Look at the explosions.